Hello, 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 Stamping Friends. Welcome. Come on into the craft room. This is Caron, your ATX Stampin' Lady, and I am coming to you this evening with day 3 and 4 of the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar product premiere. I say day 3 and 4. I am going to use a product from day 3 and day 4. But I'm promising you that I'm going to go make another card that's just for day 3. I decided that while I was waiting. Anyway, guys, we are working through 12 days of the Stampin' Up! Crafting. It's called the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. So we are working through the 12 days of this beautiful product. And every day I'm doing a reveal and making a card with the products that that the box reveals. Give me just a second here. Let me open this up so I can share with you. This kit comes with a stamp set. Oops, there we go. And this is also called the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. That is the name of the set. It is a photopolymer set. And when we opened day 1, right here, we got this set of dies. Now the dies coordinated with the big flower, the little flower, the small, and the leaves. Okay. And then we had a little bit of extra dies in here that were not in on the stamp set. Okay, so that was day 2. I'm sorry, that was day 1. Let me put this back so I don't lose anything. Day 2 over here was the beautiful designer series papers that came in the kit. I think we've used 3 or 4 of them already. We've used one of those just to share with you what they look like. We used one of those. And they are single-sided sheets, 10 designs, 2 sheets of each. I think by the end of this project, we will have probably used, I'm going to try to use all of the sheets, okay? So that's my goal as well, is to use almost all of the products, all of the stamp sets, the stamps that's in the photopolymer set. We're going to try to use all of them at least once. And then we're just going to build upon every day. We're just going to build upon the previous day. All right, so that was day 2. Day 3, which was yesterday, was in this little bin, and that yielded these beautiful gold glitter gems. Now I don't think they're adhesive backs, and they're different sizes too. I'm just noticing that they're different sizes as well. There's plenty of them, so we're going to use those. And day 4 today was these beautiful, I'm going to call them sentiment labels, but I suppose you can use them for whatever it is you want to use them. You don't have to use them as labels. I think they're perfect as labels, but you don't have to use them as labels. So for tonight's project, and it's going to be a simple project tonight, we are going to incorporate everything that we've revealed thus far into tonight's card. And then at the end, we're going to show you what's for box 5 or day 5. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of techniques. Technique heavy today, So we're going to go ahead and get started. And before I do that, let me welcome you. If this is your first time watching me on this channel or joining me on this channel, interact with me, talk to me. I always love to speak with and interact. You're commenting, you're posting, you're sharing. Increases the YouTube analytics and help more people to find and discover my channel. If you are new and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel and also like, share, and invite your friends to join us when we go live. If you are returning, thank you, because I do know that you have your choice of whomever you choose to watch and that you're spending your time with me. I really, really appreciate it. In either case, don't forget to click on that notification bell. That way, you're notified every time I go live or I upload new content to the channel. All right, so let's get ready to make our card. The layout and the design is simple, but I'm going to share some other tips and tricks with you. So here's what we're going to need for tonight. We're going to use a card base. Our card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay. We're also going to need, and this was a last minute, this I'll tell you about it in a little bit. So this piece is 4 by 5.25. It's a matte layer to our card base, 1/8 of an inch smaller. We're going to need a piece of designer series paper that's 2 inches by 3 7/8. And we're going to create a mat, and I'm using Cloud Secret Sea, and this is 2 inches by 2 1/8 by 4 inches long. And then we need a piece of scrap, not scrap, but a strip that's 3/4 inches by 4 1/8. We're going to need some additional products. We'll need some scraps, which I've already done. And we're just going to die cut a couple of the flowers, and I'll share with you what I did and why. Then, of course, we're going to need our inks. I am working with Blueberry Bushel as my ink pad tonight. I love that color. And I think it'll work well and enhance the colors that's already in our DSP. So if we're ready, let me lay this out again so that you can see it if you are wanting to get the measurements. And I hope you can see them. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the first thing we're going to do, well, let me share with you the other things. So what I did is I'm going to die cut a couple of the flowers. Now, I've already die cut them from here. I wasn't sure how many I was going to need in my project, so I die cut 4 panels. Well, I die cut 5 of them actually because I needed to create my template, right? Let me grab my stamp apparatus in here so you can see. So what I did, I have a grip mat in here, so it does grip my cardstock. So the first thing I did was I cut a piece of, I stamped the flower, and then I die cut it just so I can create my template. And then what I did was I put it back in here. Obviously, I took it off to die cut it, and then I set it back in there just to make sure everything else was lined up. Once I have it lined up, I then went ahead and die cut 4 more, because again, I don't know how many I'm going to need. And then all I'm going to do with this, now that it's die cut, I've got a template. So now all I need to do is line these back up in the template like this. I think I was watching a Gina K video, and this is where I learned this trick, especially if we're going to be die cutting multiples of any one product. Okay, And then that way we can just kind of put it right in there, and we know that it will stamp exactly where we need it to be. Okay? Look at that. Isn't that perfect? hmm Trying to find my... No matter how many of them I purchase, I can never find them when I'm looking for it. Okay? So now we can go ahead and we can just stamp them all. Got to make sure that you line them up correctly. Hmm. I think this one goes there, so that you'll stamp it correctly. So that's just one tip tonight. If you are going to be cutting multiples of this that you can stamp, you just go ahead and create yourself a template and then die cut them. It's not coming, I'm not getting, let's do a little bit more pressure here. Get that good ink transfer, perfect. Then of course, you want to save your templates, right? So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to put this template right back in the little case where I keep them. That way, I'll always have that template. Now you can always recreate a template. That shouldn't be that hard. But why would you do that when you can just simply save the one that you have? That's my take on it, right? If you have a Chucky tool, you can use your Chucky tool to make sure you have good pressure. There we go. And one more. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them, or how many I'm going to do, which is why I'm creating as many as I'm creating, just so that I'm not short during this process. Okay. All right. We are almost at the end of the week. One more day in the work week. All right. And once that's done, we can go ahead and clean that off. And I'll clean that off and put that stamp away in just a little bit. I'm not going to move it yet, just in case I need to create some more. All right, let's put that out of the way. So now let's get on with the rest of the card. Now, before I do that, you know how I like sparkle and shine. So I'm just going to go grab my Wink of Stella pen. And I'm just going to add some shimmer and shine. Ooh, this one I got a little bit of color, which is fine. Sometimes with Wink of Stella, you get a little bit of the color shifting depending on the colors, and other times you don't. So I'm never 100% sure when it's going to do that. But I like me my shine, so I'm going to apply some Wink of Stella all over. Thanks for joining me. Please, as always, let me know who you are and where you're watching from. Okay, that's 3 out of the 5. Now, I may not use all 5 of them. Again, I am just trying to, I have a little bit of an image in my mind, but I'm never sure exactly how many embellishments I'm going to use on it. So I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough rather than not enough, if that makes sense. Perfect. All right, so now these can sit aside and dry properly while we move on with the rest of the card. All right, so now let's grab our 2" by 3 7/8 piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mat that on my 2 1/8 by 4" piece. As always, I am a liquid glue kind of girl, and I do need that extra, that little bit of extra something, because I don't know, I think I have some sort of a, I don't want to, maybe it's depth perception. I don't know what the term is, but I literally can't see everything. It's always a little bit cattywampus when I look at things. So even with a ruler, I can never get things straight. Do you guys have that problem? Please tell me that's not just me. All right, so we've got that one done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of 4" by 5 1/4. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to line this guy up right here. And this is about a 1/2 inch from the left-hand corner. I'm using my grid lines. And what I want to do is I'm going to grab that blueberry bushel, and I'm going to do a little bit of adding some color. Now you notice I started heavier over here, and I started heavier because most of this is going to be covered up, right? And I want it really light coming out. And again, I'm just going to try to do this for placement to see how much further, if I need to go further out. No, I think that's perfect right there. That is perfect right there. I don't need any more. All right, so now that that's done, we'll go ahead and we will adhere this panel to our card. What I think I'm going to do as well, you guys, is at the end of the series, I'm going to write one big tutorial, and I will have that tutorial available for anyone who's interested in purchasing that tutorial with the written instructions, all of the PDF, all of the dimensions, etc. I'm going to have that done. Now, before I do that, I'm like really into splattering, you guys. I don't know why. It's just something that I've really just been doing a lot of lately. One, I have a lot of these paint palettes, and so because I have a lot of them, I really do need to use them. Yeah. And so I find for me, the best way to use them is to do splatters, do a lot of splattering. I'm not a big watercolor person, but I do have lots of paint palettes because I wanted to be a watercolor person. And you know that, you know what they say, just because you want something doesn't mean you're meant to have it, right? There we go. We just added some splatter. I just have fun with it. So can you see? That's what we've done so far, okay, with a little bit of splattering. Clean this space up now a little bit so it doesn't get everywhere. Okay. You can let it dry. And here we go. So now I'm going to take this 3/4 by 4 1/8 strip and I'm going to position it, right? And I want it to come almost like a 1/4 inch from the edge on this side. So using the guides, that's how I'm going to decide where to place. All right. I want it a 1/4 inch from the side, so that's here. And I want it to be about, let's go 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. So that's going to take us about here. Hold on. Like that. Perfect. All right, so now all we got to do is decide which one of our sentiment strips we're going to want to use. Let's see which one I'm feeling. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so which one do we want to use on here? Do you have a preference based on what you're seeing? Don't like that one. Not that I don't like it, not for this project. Oh, this one. This one. What do you think about that one? I like that one. Hmm. This is the hard part. Trying to decide. I think I like this one. What do you think? Maybe? I think this one. I think that one. All right. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on here. We've used birthday wishes and we used miss you. So let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, for someone extra special. I think that's what we're going to do. I think it'll fit. Oh yeah, it'll fit. All right, so that's the one we're going to use. We're going to use for something, for someone extra special. Make sure that's lined up. Oops. Of course, my pencil with the eraser is not to be found. Let's condition our stamp just a little bit. Perfect. And because we heat emboss everything, I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment on here. You'll see that I try to use grid lines a lot. I mean, I may not stamp straight, and I really don't, but I'm somewhat, you know, in a bullseye. I think it's is it bullseye? No. What is that saying that it only close only counts in horseshoes or something? I think that's what the sentiment is. I can't remember. But when I do use the grid lines, I get a little bit closer to straight than if I did not. If I did not use grid lines, I would be all over the place. So I'd rather get close, somewhat close, than to be so far off. Now for me embossing, I do double or triple embossing, depending on what I think the situation needs. Let this heat up for a second. All right. All right, that's double. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do double tonight. I don't know how I decide. I just look at it and decide, okay, it's giving me the texture that I need, or sometimes it's not giving me the texture that I want when I look at it, and so I do it an extra time. So it all depends when I look at it, if I think it needs to be double, triple heat embossed, or um, I'm okay with doing a double. All right, so here we go. This is kind of how we're going to line this up. And I'm going to put dimensions on this. Just as a quick reminder, I do have a coffee and a card event that's scheduled for tomorrow. I'm sorry, on Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time at Mandola's Italian Restaurant. For the class registration fee, it does include a beverage of your choice within a specified dollar limit, and I'll tell you that. And two cards, and tomorrow's theme is Christmas, of course, because there are still some of us that have not done our Christmas cards yet. Here's my pencil. All right. Tomorrow is I'm sorry, Saturday. I don't know why I keep saying tomorrow because I feel like it's a I feel like it's already a Friday. I think that's what the issue is. All right. I'm going to add some adhesive because now I know exactly where I want that adhesive to be. All right. Then I'm just going to use this marker that I had. Because that's exactly where I wanted it to be. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and add this on our card. So everybody done, did you guys do a lot of damage for Black Friday? I have come to the realization that I do, I stamp all, I most all of the folks in my family are adults, and so we really stopped buying gifts for each other a long time ago. Um, you know, I'll ask my brother what he needs, if he needs, or if I see a new pair of something that I think he'll like, I'll get it for him. But other than that, we really stopped gifting a while ago, now that I really think about it, right? Oh, okay. Boom. Okay. Okay. And you're saying to yourself, well, you haven't used day 3 yet, but I'm getting ready to do it now. So hold on. And here's the beauty of this tool. It's called our Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use this putty end right now to help with putting our gems in place. I got to think. I'm thinking a lot. Oops. Come on. Trying to flip it over on its butt. So I have the slightly rounded side. I'm going to have to add a little bit more. There and there. Okay. Gonna add this in here. Just like that. That's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because I do observe the rule of odds. There's 1. Here's 2. And 1 more. So we've got all of our elements accounted for. Day 1, the die cut. Day 2, the DSP, designer series paper, pattern paper, some of you may call it. Day 3, the gems. And day 4 today being the laser cut sentiment strips. All right, so that's it for this, guys. Let's go ahead and put our card together and finish this up. Now, when I first had this card in my head, I did not have it matted, which is why I didn't have a measurement on the 4 by 5 1/4 pound, because I decided after the fact that no, 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 no. For me, it needs to be, it does need to be, um, what does it need to be? It needs to be matted. I don't know if I want to do that. I really want to put dimensions on the back, but I already have those with dimensionals, so no more dimensions. I have to be a little bit judicious with that for shipping purposes. So what do you guys think of the 12 days of crafting kit thus far? Are you liking the offering? Now, I know a lot of you, some of you will say that, the $99 price point was a little bit too high, but you guys, by the time we're done opening all of these, I can almost guarantee you that if not minimum $99, we definitely, it's definitely worth its weight, okay? Generally, a sweet collection, including dies, designer series paper, um, gems, those types of things. Generally, on Stampin' Up, it goes for anywhere from 80 to 100. Well, 100 is a double stamp and embossing set, or stamp and die set. So somewhere about $75 to $90 is what that kit. So here's our finished card. Perfect. What do you think? I really like this card. If you like this card, definitely just leave a comment and let me know. Oh, I look at that. And look at the shimmer. I'm going to put something in the center there. I'm already thinking that I need to put something in there. What? I'm not sure yet. All right, so we are done with our day 3 and 4, and I'm calling it day 3 and 4. But again, I owe you a project for yesterday. Yes, I do. I may not make it on camera, but I am going to get you a third project. All right, so there we go. So now, drum roll please. Let's open up and see what we've got to work with for tomorrow. Day 5. Where's my kit? Oh, here we go. All right, so for day 5, that's a little bin up here. Let's see what we got. Man, they sure didn't want to. I love a good stencil, you guys. Day 5 is, hi. It is like a sweet. It is definitely like a sweet. You guys, day 5. Oh, and look at the cute little stencil brush. And this is an angled brush, so it's definitely going to be good for detailing. Can you see the angle on it? Yeah, this is a beautiful brush. Let's see. So we've got a 4-piece stencil set. And let's see, I see flowers. Okay, so I'm trying to see here. So we can see right off the bat that this is what we're going to get when we layer these two, right? So we've got the outline image and the detail is number 2. So you use them in order. Hello from the Netherlands. Oh, if I say your name wrong, please let me know. Inika? Oh Lord, if you can do a phonetic spelling in the chat, I would love to pronounce your name correctly, please. Okay, and then this is, I can definitely see leaves. So let's see if we put them all together, what are we gonna have? This goes with this. What is this guy for? I think, oh, okay. So on die number 4, or stencil set number 4, these areas right here are going to add detail to the flowers. Oh, good. Inika. Oh man, I'm not so bad after all. Have you put your kit together? So on stencil number 4, these little areas, 1, 2, 3, and 4, these are going to finalize the flowers from stencils 1 and 2. I'm going to have fun with this tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this tomorrow. All right, guys, let me just do a quick recap for you of the projects that we have made thus far with our, oh man, I'm still blown away by this. This is like a sweet. All right. So for day 1, using the die as our focus, the stamp and the die, this was our card project. We created our own background by stamping the images from the stamp set, and then we die cut the biggest flower from the kit, and we just created this card. That's how we got card number 1. Card number 2, we focused on the designer series paper, and we created a little bit of a fun fold card. This is 2 sheets of the designer series paper, and then we used our die cuts, and we didn't have the gems yet, so I pulled out some gems from the and these are retired. This is the 2022 to 2024 in color pearls. So that's where these gems came from. I missed yesterday because I had an appointment after work, and then today we created this using the stamp that we stamped our image. We die cut it. That's day 1. Day 2 was the designer series paper. Day 3 were our gems, and day 4 were our sentiment die cut pieces. So there we have 3 cards that we've created thus far using the 12 days of crafting advent kit. I hope you guys are enjoying this journey with me, because I am loving this. And I think for those of you that follow me regularly, I think that's kind of what I'm going to end up doing. I may not do 12 days, but every month I'll feature a suite or a product or something, and we'll create for a couple of days just using that set. I think I love that concept. So anyway, stay tuned for more on that. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned for 8 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow as we go live and we create featuring our 4-piece stencil set. Guys, if you see this product, I believe right now, if I remember from Tuesday, this item is now in our last chance item. in our last chance section. That means it's while supplies last and it's available. Please, there's my information for you to shop on my website, www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. There are 4 S's in Sweets Signatures. Don't forget it. Most people tend to do so. And then if you have any questions at all about anything related to stamping that you think that I have the ability to assist you with, you can see at the top, it's scrolling all of my contact information. I would love to reach out and be your demonstrator if you are in need of a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. On that note, you guys, thank you for joining me this evening, and I look forward to crafting with you tomorrow as we continue with the 12 days of crafting.